Hey, how's it going? Today is day 76 of my 100-day inspiration challenge. And today I want to take you on a journey with me. So, one of my all-time favorite songs is Dear Mama by Tupac. And I have loved this song forever and ever and ever, even before my mom passed away. It is a song that gets me excited and I just love it. And one time a couple years ago, a group of my friends, we were big into karaoke. And so every weekend it seemed like we were going to karaoke. And I was sick of doing my usual songs, I Love Rock and Roll, or whatever else it was. And I decided that I was going to do Dear Mama. And I was so excited about it. And I knew the song very well because I listened to it all the time. Honestly, I will listen to it with the lyrics sometimes, or I have in the past. Anyway, so this was my big moment. I was so excited, and I got up there and I looked at the words and I heard the music before coming, and the little marker was guiding me of where I was, and all of a sudden I froze. I froze because the words, they were moving so fast, and I was so in my head, and I was so concerned about getting it right and getting the words right. I was just focusing on, oh my gosh, I missed that. And I literally just got stuck, and it was such a terrible experience. It was so bad that some guy in the middle of the song had to get behind me and actually take over the song, and then I became his backup singer. And the whole reason why that happened was because I was so stuck in my head and I wasn't just feeling it. And I see this all the time. I teach spin, and we have a class called Rhythm. And in this class, you're kind of dancing to the music. And when you try and think about the beat, and when you're trying to watch the instructor and do exactly what they do, you're going to be off because you're focusing on thinking about what to do next. But when you just close your eyes and you connect to the beat, you just instinctively move because you feel it, you're connected to it. So I want to talk about getting out of your head, because when you are in your head, you are not present and nothing is serving you. So I've got 5 steps of how to get out of your head and enjoy your life more. So the first step is to trust yourself, and don't worry so much about looking bad or what other people think. When I was trying to sing that song, I was so concerned about doing it right. And even though I have sang that song many times to myself, I was so afraid because it was moving so fast, and I was just focusing on that, and I was focusing on how I was behind and I couldn't ever catch up because I wasn't letting go of control. I was so tightly wound onto that control. I was so afraid of looking bad, and I didn't just ease into it and enjoy the moment and trust myself. So this comes up a lot of times when we walk into moments of uncertainty, right? Like, when we don't know what is coming on the other side, it's easy to want to control those things, which when we are trying to control things, we will find ourselves in our heads. And the thing is, when you are in your head, people can feel that, people can see that, and you have such a greater impact when you are connected to your gut and you are just speaking and just acting on your impulse and your intuition. So let go of that control, let go of caring what other people think, and just trust yourself and have the mindset of exploration and adventure and excitement, and what can I learn, or how can I experience this moment, and how can I be excited about it. The second thing is when you are in a conversation with someone and you find yourself getting stuck in your head, focus on the other person. Focus specifically on something on the other person. Put all of your attention on that other person. So when I was in LA, I did a 2-year acting program, and it was the best thing I've ever done. Changed my life. It was so amazing. And we had these moments where we had a partner and we would just go back and forth. And I spent so much of that time in my head, again, worrying about saying the right thing or worrying about what I was going to say next. And if you are focusing on yourself and what you're going to say next, then you are completely missing out on what the other person is saying. You are missing out on so much that is happening in front of you. So this is applied with a conversation, but this can also be applied just in your life. If you're in your head and you're walking down the street, you are completely missing out on life that is happening in front of you. And we've all seen people that are just rushing through life, and they are up here and they are miserable and they're not breathing and they've got a frown on their face. So how can you focus on the other person? How can you focus on everything that's going on around you? The third thing is, if you are having a conversation or if you are doing a presentation or a speech or whatever, and you have a thought, because that is going to happen. You have the ability to free think. And so thoughts are going to come up, but just acknowledging it and saying, oh, there's a thought and I'm going to continue on my track, rather than letting that thought throw you off your path. Knowing exactly where you want to go in your conversation, but also, with that being said, being flexible with what comes up in the moment, because if you are flexible, then you are letting go of control. You are out of your head. It is impossible to be flexible and roll with the punches if you are trying to be in control and you are trying to be in your head. So if a thought comes up, either let that thought inspire you to say something new, or just let go of that thought and don't focus on it. Continue on your path. And this will come easier by number 4, which is practicing meditation and also practicing breathing. So many of us are holding our breath. We're holding our breath in our chest and we're all tense. And like I said, people, you see them walking down the street, they're tense, they've got a sour looking face, and they're not breathing. When you're not breathing, you are missing out on your gut. You are missing out on your intuition. So taking some nice deep breaths before you have to have anything that really requires your focus or anything that you want to be out of your head for, any conversation or speech or presentation. Breathing and doing some deep breathing is going to be helpful. Meditation is always also going to be helpful because it will help with that mindfulness. You will have those thoughts that come, you acknowledge the thought, and then you go back to your meditation. And the more that you practice that, the better you will be, the less those thoughts will rule your life. And then that will translate to when you are in the moment, you have those thoughts come in and they don't have power over you. So you put the reps in with meditation and breathing so that you can perform when you need to. And the last thing to get out of your head is to just have fun. Let go of control and just embrace the uncertainty, embrace the moment and have fun. Now, when I do karaoke, I know that I'm gonna suck because I don't have a great voice. I have a couple songs that I can fool people into thinking that I have a great voice. But my super secret trick is I own my charm and charisma. So I amp up my charm and charisma to overcompensate my lack of skill and lack of ability and lack of talent in singing. I have so much fun and I own the space that people don't even realize or don't even care that I don't have a good voice because I am just having so much fun. And wouldn't life be so much better for us and for everyone if we all were committed to having fun? When you see someone having fun, even if you don't understand it, I can't help but laugh. I can't help but smile. And I think good for them for having fun, even if it is a little bit weird. That sounds and looks like fun. I want to have fun. So whatever it is that you are walking into, even conversations, even simple conversations with strangers or your boss. I remember when I used to have a boss and I would have all this pressure of like, oh gosh, like what do I say next or whatever. Who cares? Have fun and trust yourself and know that you are a contributing individual, that you have a lot to offer. So you don't need to live in your head. You can live in the moment, because the moment is the best place to be. That uncertainty, that's scary, that is exciting. That is where true life happens. So trust yourself, walk into uncertainty, focus on the other person, listen, if you have a thought, let it go and move on, meditation and breathing, and let go and have fun at the end of the day. Keep showing up for yourself regardless of where you are, because if you do, there is nowhere that you can go but up. If you would like to dive deeper with me, you can head over to my website, showuptogoup.com. I will see you tomorrow.